Ahoy mateys, happy Saturday. I'm Nautical Nathan and welcome to my new Saturday vlog series. So what I want to do in these Saturday vlogs is for you to be able to get to know me and hopefully me to get to know you better. Before we dig into any of the meatier stuff, we'll always start with a question that we can look forward to getting answered in the next week. This week's question is, what topic would you like me to talk about or even help with in the future? So every week we'll make a new episode, and if you want to talk about something silly, we can do that. If you need help with something, we can do that. You don't need to have your name mentioned with that. We can keep it totally private, but we can put the problem or the thing you need help with on the front lines and see how people answer it, and you can just read through and get the help yourself. So down below, go ahead and comment whatever question, whatever topic or question that you have for me, and we'll start on them next week. So I'll start by saying, did you notice my haircut? I feel like my head is like, it's not 10 pounds lighter, but it looks 10 pounds lighter. It was like 2 or 3 months since I had a haircut, ever since I moved to this place where I'm at now. And so I got one when I got here, and I just hadn't had the time to go do it. It's one of those things that you don't think about it until you're like, oh god, that looks ugly. Or in my case, I'm like, oh god, that looks long. When my hair is longer and when my hair's short, they both have like their own look to them, which I kind of like. So that way, you know, once I get this, I'm like, man, I look good. Even when it grows out, I'm like, I'm still looking good. I mean, at least that's the way I see myself. I can understand that others don't see that about me, but I do, and I enjoy being able to like style my hair. It's like one of my things that I don't know, take pride in. Yeah, I take pride in that. So this week was Thanksgiving. I've said it about 50,000 times by now, and you're probably tired of hearing it, but I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and now you're still going into the weekend. You got a couple more days before you get back into either your work schedule or your school schedule, things like that. So I hope that went well. I hope there wasn't any stuffing fights, biscuit fights, things like that. Now, so actually I want to give you my favorite Thanksgiving story. So one year, I don't remember who was cooking the rolls, but they were left in the oven when we all went to eat because they weren't done by the time we started eating. Well, somebody forgot about them, and you kind of sniff around and you get like, what is burning? And everybody knows what that burning smell is, right? So we're just sniffing around, we're like, man, that just smells like, it's like burnt something. So we're like, oh crap, we forgot biscuits in the oven. So these biscuits were essentially black in the oven. So we turned the oven off and pull them out, just let them sit there, and these things are like rock hard. Like, they're probably pretty close to carbon, just pure carbon at that point. Thankfully the house wasn't too smelly and we were able to vent everything out. Well, my uncle, uncles are great, aren't they? They can either just be someone that you never talk to, someone that you're like, okay, I have a good relationship, or they are just like some of the dumbest people / funniest people that you know. And this particular uncle is that third option. He's the funniest uncle. He's kind of one of the funnier people in my life. So he decides to take one of the and he's a big guy too, so you wouldn't really want to mess around with him, but he takes one of these biscuits and he just whips it. I don't remember who it hit. It may have been another uncle, and it hit him back in the head. And what started was a family food fight. So everyone just starts rushing to the kitchen, and everyone's just grabbing biscuits and chucking biscuits all over the place. And as me, I was like, I want to say I was 6 or 7. So when like these biscuits were flying hard, like you've got carbon biscuit rocks flying all over the place. So like, I'm pretty sure from what I remember, I just remember like biscuits flying by as I'm like, as I'm cuddled next to the couch, is whoo! And there's smack, and some of these biscuits, they were like breaking and smashing on the wall. Like it was pretty ridiculous. But all in all, it was funny, and it's just one of those family moments where something just sparks it, and you don't know what it is. You don't know where that spark comes from, but it happens, and then you're like, oh wow, that was like an awesome family moment. It's like one of those improv moments that you can't predict. I hope some of you maybe even had those experiences too, and if you want, feel free to comment below. Like, I love those stories. Those stories just tickle me pink. So yeah, if you got one, please comment it below. That'd be great. All right, and the last thing that I want to talk about today is from last week. So last week's Saturday video, I made it off of an article that my wife sent me, and you know, when I read it, it hit me hard in the heart, and you know, it got me sad. I wanted to do like a silly Saturday thing, but I think that sparked something way greater than I could have ever done. I can see, and I've had like actual talks with people about their life experiences and things, battling depression, battling anxiety, battling any of the mental illnesses, and there are a lot out there, and there's a lot of people that are dealing with this and these mental illnesses, and I wasn't sure what kind of reaction I could get, but I was pushing to be gung-ho as much as possible, and I'm so happy with the outcome that I came. You know, people that have battled depression, people that haven't battled depression, and just an overwhelming support, and to me that really warms my heart, and I thank you guys for reaching out. I didn't expect it at all, but you know, that's all I could, that was the best thing I could have ever hoped for. So I really appreciate it. So what I want to say, like what I want to lead off of this momentum that we've started going with, is as great as it is, like I feel like it's just this giant boulder, and we just started inching it forward, and you know, it's less people right now, but even with just that video, I was able to meet, and you know, get more people that they want to talk about this, and they think it's a great cause. And so what we're doing is this just giant boulder, we're all trying to push as hard as we can, but we're only going to inch it, and at the same time we want to gain more people to push this giant rock, this, you know, to end the stigma of mental illness, to help reach out to people that are dealing with mental illness. If we're not pushing this rock, that rock's going to stop immediately. So there's no reason for me to stop pushing this rock and to stop this momentum we have going. The only thing I want to do is add more people. So with that, what I want to do is I'm going to reach out to nonprofits and schools in my area. I've already talked with a few people that they're interested in being able for me to help out, and for the kids that are dealing with mental illnesses, and for the kids that are being bullied, that essentially they're going to get added on to this momentum of a rock, and you know, they can join us, and we could reach out and just kind of with open arms and give these people, like, I don't know, an internet hug. I don't know. Hashtag the crew supports you. It's going to be a real thing, and without being able to go out and reach out and talk to actual people, this won't get moving. I mean, you can talk just as much as people on the internet, you can talk to people in real life, both of those have to come together, and then we can push our giant rock, this goal that we have. We got to push it as far as we can while we have the time. So what I want you guys to do is think about it. Think about if there's any place you can volunteer, at a church, at a school, local organizations, things like this, where you can go out and volunteer and just show that you're the crew and you're supporting someone. Now, if anybody does ask you, feel free to point them to me. I will help as many people as I possibly can. This is something that I think would be great to make my life's work. It would make me so happy. So if you find someone that is, you know, they're battling mental illness, they're being bullied in school, at work, anywhere, make sure that person feels loved, because if these people don't feel loved by you, they might not feel loved by anybody. But sometimes all it takes is just to reach out and give a person a handshake, you know, buy that person on the street a coffee. Sometimes that's all it takes, just to spread love and to actually help somebody. Sometimes a small act of kindness is all it takes. So even if you don't have the time to reach out to those local organizations in your community, do one nice thing for someone this weekend or this week. So before you get to the next video next Saturday, do one nice thing, because honestly, when you feel good, someone else is going to feel good, and this wave of love is going to only get bigger and reach out to more people. Now, let me tell you what I've done this past week that has made me feel that way. So when I'm not doing YouTube, I manage the finances for a restaurant in a city near me. So I was driving there to talk with the owner of the business and kind of like talk about payroll for that pay period. I pulled in and I had to get gas for my car, and I saw there was a guy who he was sitting, and he looked like he was just having a hard time. You know, he wasn't drinking anything, he was wearing gloves, and it was cold out. It was close to 30 degrees, and in my jacket I was chilly, and he just had a sweatshirt and sweatpants on, so I could only imagine how cold he was. He asked for spare change, and unfortunately I didn't have any, so I just kept pumping my gas, and you know, I'm like, you know, I want to help this person, but how can I do it? I asked him, I said, you know what, I don't have any spare change for you, but would you like a coffee to stay warm? And you know, he accepted. So we went in, we got him a coffee, and we got him a donut, and we went our separate ways. So and just the smile that I saw on his face was something more. I don't say this to brag. I want to show you that I'm supporting, that I want to do nice things for people just as much as I want my community to be nice and to outreach to other people and do nice things for other people. So as small as we are mighty. We are small, but we are mighty. Remember that. Remember that big things come from small packages. You know, we may be a small package of helpful people, but we can make a big impact. But thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. God bless. See ya!